everybody. I'm Cassidy, one of your Indianapolis Colts cheerleaders, and you're watching the Believe in Colts podcast.
Welcome back to Believe in Colts. I'm Lawrence Owen. With me, as usual, are my guys Jerraud Powers and Rodney McLeod. And as you can see here below me, we have a very special guest, Eagles pass rusher Brandon Graham. Brandon, thanks for coming on the show, man. Hope everything is going well for you this offseason.
Oh, man, everything's going well. It's a short off season because I really just took a week off and then I started back just working out, just making it to that last game. But yeah, man, it's been a fun off season so far, back taking the kids to school and picking them up. So right now, I got time to kind of just get stuff done. So it's been a good off season.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let Jerraud open things up real quick then. Jerraud?
Man, so coming off of the Super Bowl, we're just going to jump right into it. Coming off of the Super Bowl, I know what it feels like to play in the Super Bowl, play in a tight contested game, and then come up short. I was in Super Bowl versus the Saints back in 2009. We didn't win that one with the Colts, and I just remember the feeling of just disappointment. Everything we had accomplished in the season and, all the accolades and all those things, it just didn't matter just because of the importance of winning that game. What were some of the feelings and thoughts? Because I saw you stuck around to kind of see some of your old friends, Andy Reid and some of the other guys that you're connected with that's been with you at Philly. What was some of the thoughts that was going through your head as you're congratulating them while at the same time kind of soaking in sorrow with the loss or dealing with the loss as well?
Well, I was having that battle as soon as the confetti started coming out of, man, run in. No, I was like, no, you know how you having that battle?
Yep.
Get mad, but it was like, nah, go out there, you will want the same. So I went out there, I congratulated everybody. I said I want to see some people I haven't seen. And I ended up going up to Coach Reid because he was the last one that I didn't go see. And man, it was relaxing for me towards the end when I was like, man, I'm so happy I didn't run away from it because everything right now is okay. Like, I'm all right. Like, I know we lost, but like you said, man, it was what you accomplished that season. Like, man, we did all this stuff and somebody had to win, somebody had to lose, but I understand it. I'm so thankful to be able to have made it to the Super Bowl because, as you know, man, some people don't never even sniff it. So I was happy to even have Robert Quinn, who haven't even sniffed it at all, be able to, him come here and then we go exactly where we said we wanted to go, and that was the Super Bowl. We didn't win it, but he was just more thankful, and I was so thankful for sure, just for just the year we had, man, because it was a magical year.
And I just want to remind everybody that even though this is the off season for the NFL, BetOnline still remains your number one source for all your sports betting this season. Not just NFL, but baseball, basketball, hockey, doesn't matter what it is. They are the guys to go to. You'll always find the latest odds, team matchup info, player news, and game trends at BetOnline. BetOnline features live betting, free contests, live scores for almost any sport or game imaginable. We're the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite leagues and events. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, to receive your rewards. Bet Online, where the game starts. Rodney?
No, yeah. I mean, the year was incredible, man. And like I text you that, I'm watching you guys, and I say, man, you guys have a lot to be thankful for, and to make it that far, like you said, I know when we ran it, man, it took me 6 years to get there. So, I think you have to appreciate every moment and everything that comes with the game itself and that season. But it's interesting, you just brought up Rob Quinn, right? A guy that I played with in St. Louis. And you guys had a hell of a year, to be honest. You guys were probably the best, pass rush defense and D-line in the league. So just talk to us a little bit about, what it really took, I guess. What I'm saying? Like, how did that form, the chemistry you guys had, to be able to perform at the high level that you did, throughout the year, and really kind of put the defense on your back a lot of times?
You know what, man? I think it was a togetherness with like the coach, the players, because the coach sometimes, man, you know how it is when you're doing individual. You like, come on, coach, throw us a bone. But coach, like, nah, like, right now, y'all boys is in a prime spot. Keep going, like, keep pushing. And in those moments, we thankful for those because those are the moments that carried us, you know what I'm saying, in those games when stuff happened. Because, you start having that belief and you start having that confidence going into the games. And I think our coach was number one on having us prepared up front, and then that communication that you got to have out there. Getting the call from TJ, then up front, if we got stunts, we got to make sure that we always on the same page because blown assignments is one that could beat us. If you're supposed to be somewhere, you're supposed to be somewhere. And so we had a fire system. You know how that go. We do what we do in the room.
You gotta hold yourself accountable. Yeah.
And it was a real accountability this year that was cool every week, man. And it was a competition too within the boys that you can feel, but it wasn't to the point where, we couldn't talk about something if it got over the line. You know what I'm saying? Because, we had some stuff we dealt with during the year. You know how it was the year we won. You always got something you got to deal with, but I was happy that we handled it like grown men in the room. We had a couple times where coach had to say, don't mess this up. Don't mess this up. Don't be the reason we messed this up. So we had, it was some stuff, boy, that was going on, man, that it was cool that we just nipped it in the bud and just moved on, and people really moved on. So, man, I'm like I said, I learned a lot this year on what it takes for real, because I had to say some stuff that sometimes you ain't comfortable to say as a leader and go to somebody, and it's the way you go to somebody. And I mean, you just don't know how people gonna take how you come at them. I prayed about it, man, and we made it through. But it was a fun season for sure.
That's
so
real.
I'm gonna kind of pivot a little bit here. You've been in the league 13 years, and you didn't start your career off maybe with the expectations that was surrounding you with your pick in the draft, right? And there's a lot of other players that come into the NFL that just doesn't seem to meet those expectations for one reason or another their first couple of years. Is there any advice that you could give some of these young guys that just aren't having what they want productivity wise to keep their mind focused and continue on and hopefully produce to where they want to produce over the course of their career?
What I could say, number one for me was social media. I had to get off that until I had the confidence to flip it and make it one of those motivating things other than something that really was hitting my heart deeply at the time, because I was a bust. I was what people were saying at the time, and it hurt. And so if it's hurting you right now, get off that social media and build your confidence back up by what you do every day, that work you put in. Say somebody gonna eat them words, whatever they saying, they gonna flip them. And that's how I kind of started building my confidence up and just working every day, enjoying the people that's around me, that know my story, that know what's going on. They see the work, what you putting in every day in the gym, and just enjoying your family time, because, man, you can control only what you can at that time. And so I just say just one day at a time mentality. And when it's time to make your play, make sure you, number one, know what to do, because that could take you away. And just know where coach is telling you and where he's coaching you, and try to be better with that, because you got to be able to be coachable and be able to get better in this league every day, every week, and every year, because they just want to see growth and progress. So it's just it's on us when you want to flip your mindset. It's the partying sometimes. I mean, I had to chill out on some stuff until I was ready for that, because you can have fun, but it's if you not mature enough to handle that, just be mature enough in that moment to know, like, man, if this is important to me, I know this is something that I've been doing, something that people have been telling me to do, stop doing. You know how you feel when somebody keep hitting you, hey, man, stop going here, man, you're doing this a lot. What people saying to you. So just police yourself, because it's all start with you, and that's when your lifestyle start changing. And keep praying. That's number one.
Man,
Yes,
so 13 years straight out of Michigan, 13 years, you blink twice, you 13 years in. My first question is, when you first got into the league, did you have a certain number of years that you like, man, I got to get to this number? I know when I came in, I think, you know, I came in a year before you in 09, and the magic number around that time was like, man, get to 10. Get to 10.
Yep.
Everybody just wanted to get to 10. So what was your number when you got drafted, if you had one?
Well, you know what, man? It was 10 at first, but Ray Lewis always been the guy that I looked up to because I played linebacker before I got big and they moved me to defense. Hey, but you know, the best decision ever. But you know, when I started being able to see that I could really go, and I'm not feeling as bad as it used to be back in the day. You know, of the practices, because I had Andy Reid my first year. Boy, you know, 09. You say 09, you know what?
Two of days.
For real. That
I
was
just missed that.
and it had me questioning if I really love football or not. You know what I'm saying? Like that. But you know, the way the game is now, man. I mean, I told wifey 2 more years and then we call it. I just want to say 15, hopefully with the Eagles the whole way. Now that I've been here, completed 13, going on 14 now, man. Just trying to take it year by year, but I'm just really enjoying it because I'm still playing at a high level, and I know Father Time has his time when it's coming. But right now, man, I'm just taking full advantage and still having fun playing.
And you speak on Father Time, and this was my second question I was going to ask you. Like you say, 13 years, one organization. I think everybody in the sports world know how, I guess, important the Philly fan base is, just in all the sports, just how the Philly fans really support their town and their teams. You had a tough injury a couple years ago with the Achilles, and I know certain injuries because I dealt with them. It'll make you question yourself if you still got it or not. You know what the future holds for you. Are you going to be the same player or whatnot? What was some of the things you learned about yourself going through the rehab process with that Achilles, trying to get back to the high level of playing that we saw you play this year?
Well, you know, I dealt with that knee when I first got here, and that's when all the bus labels and stuff came around, and that's when I started to develop that mindset that I was just saying about. Like, what happened when I tore my Achilles, man. I had looked up and was like, man, I had said a prayer and was just like, you know what? It's all good. I've been here before. It's a uphill battle. One day at a time. Make sure you watch your weight, man, because you know how you do. Just going through my checklist, but it was a little easier this time because I knew I had guaranteed going into the next year. So I was like, all right, at least I know I got 1 year left next year. So I gotta do it. I gotta make sure I just attack every day, one day at a time. And when I got back to be able to be around the team, I've started to feel better as I watched them go out during the season. You know, the last game against Tampa, I was there, you know, so it just felt good being on the sidelines again. Then once the season was over, it was mindset to the next year. And so I got back running like in February, and by OTAs, man, I was doing everything, going just back into the routine of just grinding every day and just going to prove yourself. And so, man, I just made sure I watched that weight because that was number one. Worked out here with the Eagles, stayed with them and their strength staff. So I was already ahead of the game when everybody got back on what we was doing. So that helped, man, and built my confidence in training camp. I just was one day at a time, having that mentality like they trying to get rid of me. They trying to get rid of me. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so, you know, just whooping on, like, you know, just that's scary me, man. They still trying to, okay. They don't believe in me because you would hear little birdies, man, people saying little stuff. Oh, they don't. Okay. So it used it as motivation, man. So it was just one of them mind games that I'm happy that I played with myself and just kept using that to fuel myself every day, even in practice. Because I'm like, every day, coach gonna say something good about me in film. You know, something happened. You know, so that's what I tell the young guys, man. Just try to flip that mindset, because you got to work. You got to go to work, and you got to find that motivation yourself. If you can't get it from somebody else, you got to definitely motivate yourself, because every day is a grind.
And you could, you know, this is a high motor dude right here, man. This is high energy, the biggest trash talker I know on the field, but like the most like gentle guy off the field, man. Karen loving, goofy, you know what I'm saying? Always laughing, trying to put a smile on people's face, man. It was truly, you know what I'm saying, a blessing, and it was impressive to see from afar, you know, you be able to persevere right through that Achilles and probably have one of your best years of your career. And you just talked about it, right? You when you get to that point of age 30, you become, labeled as the OG, guy who's too old. And so you have to prove yourself, right, during this time. And you've been able to put together a very impressive year. So what's your mindset right now? Because you just talked about it. You jumped right back into working out after going all the way to the Super Bowl. And people don't realize the time, one, that you had to put in from your Achilles, but then also the grind, right, of now 17 games plus the run of the playoffs. And now you're back into it. And now you're preparing for free agency. Like where's your mindset at right now as you kind of enter this free agency, knowing the season you had, and what are you looking forward to in these next coming months?
Man, I'm really just enjoying the family time right now, man. We just got a basketball room for baby boy, so he just been outside. So it's been one of those feelings where I'm like, okay, I just love just him and his excitement right now because I'm starting to do little stuff with baby girl. She in gymnastics, so that took over. So my life is right now is pretty busy, and my agent just told me about some things, with my contract stuff. And man, I'm excited, for what's to come. It's a good position that I'm in right now, man. And I'm just sitting back, really enjoying the time because, as you know, them times fly. I'm like, dang, we were just in the Super Bowl. The week of the Super Bowl, it's over, and you know how quick it's over because you come in the next day, exit meetings, and then bye. It's like, dang, that's how I go. Everybody gone. So, man, just trying to sit back and enjoy this moment because I know I'm going somewhere or, being here, wherever. But I just know that, I'm controlling what I can. And that's right now, this time, man. It's good times, even during the chaos with us losing the Super Bowl, because that's what I hear more than anything. What happened, we love, but they want to know what happened, in my mind. So I'm like, y'all seen everything we seen. The defense, we did all we could at the end of the day, and we went out the way we were supposed to go out, and that's how I look at it. So
yeah. I know Philly, you're going to always constantly remind you about what I'm saying, your most recent game. They don't let too much stuff pass them by. But what would you say, I guess, you're looking back over this season, your favorite, I guess, or most memorable play or game?
You know what? When I finally got double digits against the Saints, boy, man, that game too. So I went 10-11. So it was nice. Right at 9. I've been stuck at 9.5 for a long time. That was the year we won the Super Bowl. You was here that year during the season, 9.5. And I had that like probably halfway to almost towards the end, and I couldn't get it out them last 5 games for nothing. And so I thought I was in that same position, man. I only had 3 to go. And I was like, man, here we go. And boy, that Saints game came, and that was one of my most crazy moments because we had a lot of energy on the sideline after them plays.
Yeah.
You talk about stuff like that, and it's 13 seasons, and you arguably had your best statistical season this past year. When it comes to a lot of the stats that everybody look at, what do you contribute to that season that you have had and on top of kind of a diminished capacity, right? I mean, you ran about 40% of the snaps as opposed to almost twice that in your previous years. So what do you contribute to, the great season that you had this past year?
Man, I had to get my mindset right at first because, like you said, my reps was limited. Yeah, so that was tough coming from being a starter, going to, the limited reps. And then sometimes you feel like the coach playing with you in certain times. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just seems like it's a game. You know how it go. And you be sitting back like looking at him funny, like, come on, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? One play.
That D-line rotation is vicious, man.
Listen here, man.
Everybody itching to get in on third downs and passing down situations.
And then you got to
like double dutch. You just come on.
Then you got a group full of dogs in there, so it's just like
everybody wants, and I'm always looking to the side like, whoo, all right, nobody coming, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what? That was in the beginning, but afterwards, though, man, I was like, every rep count. All right, B, let's go. Every rep count.
Yeah.
And on first down now, they passing the ball, so you better be ready for when it's play action. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I said my mindset changed, because at first that Lions game, it was tough, man, on the whole game. And then as soon as I started acting right, I finally get a sack at the end. I got a half, but it was cool, you know. And I'm like, B, why is you tripping? Like, having these mind games, man, I'm telling you, you know how it go when you in the moments. You gotta try to, you know, do what's not the easy route of pouting and doing all that you want to do. And man, I had them battles this year because that was tough. This is the first time I really came off the bench for real since I started, when I first started, you know. So it was one of those, you know, where I was proud of myself. Like, towards the end, even the Super Bowl, I was just like, man, whenever somebody need me in, I'm ready, you know. And that's just the mindset that I had to have this year. And I, you know, even helped some of the younger guys that really thought they should be playing more because they was balling. But I told them, they're going to give them the keys, but make sure you handle this the right way, the way you're supposed to. And because look at my situation. I mean, I could be crying too, but we out here, man, we working, and you taking full advantage of them reps when you get them. So that's what I would say I credit just the mindset and just the prayer, man, of just developing that mindset over time, because it wasn't easy in the beginning.
Man, that's what I was about to ask you. Where you get the mental games from? Do that go back to Michigan and college? Because I used to do similar stuff to where I used to talk myself into things. You know, some people used to be like, man, is he talking to himself over there? And it's just, you know, you're just playing the mental games. And I see you at, you know, the coin flip, you know, you off rip, you letting the other teams know, not in like a negative way, but you just in your mode of talking trash, being yourself, having that high energy. How far does that date back in your football journey, whether it's little league, high school? Like, how long have you been that type of guy?
Man, it's been a long time. I was like, you know, my dad is the one that talk a lot of trash. And so he played basketball. And when I used to go see him play his little pickup games, and you start to see what he do and all that little stuff, you know, I felt like that's where I kind of got it. I mean, that's where I got it from for sure. Cause we talk the same, we look the same, built the same, all that. Like, so it's so funny, man. We got the same laugh. Just identical, and I think it's just from him. And you know what helped me a lot too? Chip Kelly days helped me a lot too, man, because Chip used to bring a lot of people in talking about that mindset that you got to have. You got to talk yourself into it instead of talking yourself out of stuff. And so we, you know, that even just solidified, like, man, you got to make sure you stay conscious of your thoughts, man. You got to make sure that you don't let a lot of stuff sneak in. You know, them habits that you develop, and, you know, it's starting to cloud some of the stuff, even like relationships, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's helped me in my marriage and all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to look at it from that point of just trying to be, you know, competitive on, like, not doing the easy wrong, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, doing the hard right, you know. And so that's where, you know, I just keep talking to myself. It's one day at a time, man. It's different every day. You know, sometimes I don't let the mood get me sometimes. And you know, sometimes you do. But, you know, I always just be thankful for what I got, and always try to make sure I'm congratulating others, trying to be better just with all that, man. Trying to check on people, you know, just try to be as all around as I can be.
That's what's up.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining. This is eye-opening. Appreciate you taking a little bit of time out of your off season and your day to come on and talk about football and everything that goes along with it. I hope you have a wonderful off season. Hope you get what you want when it comes to this free agency. You talked about wanting to, sounds like, run it back with the Eagles if you get that opportunity.
I can't see him nowhere else but Philly, so I hope it's Philly too.
Right.
I hope it's
You
Philly.
gotta go and retire Eagle, man.
I got to assume all them Philly fans gotta love hearing that come out of your mouth, man.
Trust me. Hey, and Rod, man, sorry I had to end the game one more time against them.
Hey, I know it was coming. We didn't even get into it. You know what I'm saying? It's all love. It's all love. But I know I heard you get a little quiet over there, you know, in that fourth quarter. I hear you barking. I hear you barking as loud.
Woo! Y'all.
I wish I had them bragging rights, dog. I was fighting hard. I'm like, man, I know. I'm like, yeah, this it. After this game, I'm gonna be talking my shit to him and everything. But no, I was all love, man. It was good to see y'all. That was a special moment for me.
Man, that was, man. You know, that
Yeah.
was, you know, and then even like stuff like that, when I seen everybody after they took an L from us, that's what went in my mind too on that last game. Like, I can't be like that, because everybody that had it was like a revenge tour for us. You know, people that played us this year, like you played us, Doug played us, a lot of people this year that want revenge for real, and I get it. Like, I would have felt the same way. So you know, it was
Andy
cool.
Reid was on that same type time.
Y'all let me go, but they beat us on that. So man, you know, you got to be just a good sport about it, man, because I am over that part, because I am looking forward to the future now, trying to see how we do all that stuff. But you know how it goes. It's just you in that moment for a minute, but you got to get out of it quick, because you know it's a whole lot of life left and so much more other things that's coming your way. So you just got to be ready.
Well, this was Believe in Colts, brought to you by Bet Online. I'm Lawrence Owen with Jerraud Powers and Rodney McLeod and Brandon Graham. And until next time, as usual, go Colts.
Do you believe?